there is a presence of powerful soul in this body. Yoga science talks about soul, freeing this soul within us. Freedom is yoga science talking about. Bliss will only come when you're free. Bliss will never come in bonding. Ananda is actually an incidence, it's a happening. In the path of these 7 steps of yoga, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyana, dhyan, samadhi, it will happen to you. It is guaranteed to happen to you. It is processed like that to happen to you. But you have to follow toto. 100%. Back to the teacher and the student. Says, Master, I've heard, to the Sufi teacher, that please show me the path. Please show me the path. It's a beautiful Sufi story. Please show me the path. I'm desperate. What Buddha talks about, Abhipsa, I'm at that stage. Show me. Teacher looks at the student. He's a Mudha. He's actually hopeless. Not without hope. He's a Mudha. He's suicidal. But he still gives him another chance. Do you think I know? Do you experience something new within you with me? He says, no, nothing. I say, yes, my friend, 20 years from now, you go to that mountain and under that tree, he will wear saffron color robe with a green color slipper. She's defined his master. It took him every time, and in that fair, there's always, every year there's a fair. So every year is to go look at tree, look at people under that tree. He never got it. He never got it. After 20 years. But he's also said, the teacher will have a glow on his face. His eyes will be like awakened eyes. You can't even look at his eyes. You can't. That's your teacher. Not me. Because you don't experience anything. So first year, second year, 10th year, 15th year, 19th year, 20th year, he meets the same man with the same color of slipper and the cloth. And the same fiery eyes, the same glow. And he was aghast with one more thing. It is the same old man. He said, Master, if it was you, he started crying, weeping. If it was you, why didn't you tell me the first day? I said, that day you didn't have faith. In 20 years, you have learned the art of getting hope out of your life. Now we can begin. Now you can begin. Now we both can begin. Then he first teaches the Sutra of Patanjali, now the discipline of yoga, in his own Sufi way. He tells him, learn to calm the mind. Try not to think anything, my friend. Try not to think anything anymore. I give you 1 month of time till this fair is there. 29th day, come to me. 1 month he tried not to think, because that is what is no thinking, is what the West understands. They write such a fat book on power of now. So that disciple meets that master. The same man he met 20 years before. He says, why did you do it? 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, because he's so disheartened. But in this 20 year, he's actually taught the whole philosophy of yoga. The whole philosophy of yoga, the art of spirituality is the art of waiting egolessly, tired. It has not happened to me. When the rational mind starts questioning, when prayers are not heard in the temples and the churches, then the rational mind starts questioning. They stop believing. Hello, my friend. That belief was only to walk to the truth. Very famous philosopher of the West talked about Buddha, that he's the most godliest person, but he never believed in God. But he's godlike. Truth is truth. Truth is beautiful. So when the whole incidents happened to him meeting that man, that old man, now he's 100 years old, but he's as bright, as powerful, as enigmatic. The day he was, that day he was not a seeker. He conditioned himself to be a seeker. He actually conditioned himself. He forced himself. 90% of the times in India when you take a sannyas is because of wrong reasons. Because of wrong reasons. Girlfriend left, business went bad, so you walk the spiritual path. You're hopeless. You have no content left. You have nothing to give to the teacher. You have nothing to give to the teacher. And they smoke up and die in the mountains, in the hills. They smoke up and die. And because he is wearing an orange robe, so he is a Swami. I'm so sorry. You have to go down to dig down the grave of that man to check who's he. How did sannyas happen to him? How did actually sannyas happen to him? Out of depression? A lot of West comes to India in the mountains because of all wrong reasons. All wrong reasons. But the idea is, you run away as far from yourself. I repeat, you run away as far from yourself. You will be you every single day of your life. It's simple as that. The soul within you is your shadow. Is your shadow. Run as fast as you can get. But will it actually get your shadow away? So please understand this science better before you get into sannyas, before you get into spirituality. Please understand this science better. Please don't do such mistakes. Because you might become a Swami, but if man and woman holding hands, and you might feel sad in your soul, deep within. Are they right or I am right? All that happened to this man in an instance of a time, in a fraction of a second. Fraction of a second. Because spirituality will happen to you one fine day, any moment of your life. Any moment of your life, any moment of your life, any moment of your life. It's just, water boils at 100 degree. When is that 100 degree? No one knows. We preach and teach. We explain everything about it. But today is the world of incidents to happen tomorrow morning. Actually, most of the people who are working in spirituality is basically wanting to become magicians. Magicians. What can you do? And spirituality says, what I can do within your eyes, what I can do with your closed eyes. What is the difference between a scientist, poet, and yogi? You should understand this. So to understand Patanjali, a philosopher, a thinker, a scientist, a psychologist, but dagger in the hand, both hands. He cannot lie. I'm not Patanjali, I'll explain you with stories. I'll explain you with stories. So that understanding carries a longer way. But Patanjali is a mathematician. He knows not tell stories. And as I told you, he has written Sanskrit grammar book. So he's so knowledgeable about this language. Neither he is poetic. It's not poetic. Shall keep that story lingering on. What happened to that man after? And I was talking about now. But let's get here now. And that is, scientist does experiment outside. Conclusion happens outside. So it never converts into experience. It converts into conclusions. That's why if a scientist claims something, he should have some data, some mathematical data, not even philosophical data, mathematical data. And today, tomorrow, world will believe that existence in this world is not random. It's infinity. We feel so dense here. It's so dense, so dense. That walking gets troubled, breathing gets troubled. Because as your science says, the 99.999999% is space. And 0.001% is the matter. But in this space, what has this technology done? Tune into your radio, tune into your TV, tune into anything. Does a box have a sound? Imagine the frequencies we live in today. And as the technology will grow, that much frequencies will grow. Yes, it will ease human life. And I'm not here to say that technology is bad. Sorry. If technology was bad, I will not be able to talk to you. No, technology is technology. I'm talking about spiritual technology. That's also a technology. The scientist actually is trying to solve nature. And they mean it from their heart. As we talk with the eyes closed world, they talk about the eyes open world. They're also doing a great job. Einstein was not there, we never knew gravity. We never knew gravity. But infinity is what we see. So unification is what we see. Not random. Not random. There's nothing random in this world. Ask any question, is there any random thing in this universe? How birds eat food. Is it random? All will die. Some food. Every bird gets the amount of food. Anything. Cow's milk. Is it random? If it's sick, it will give you this much. If it is happy, it will give you this much. If you give green fodder this much, it will give you this much. If you give dry fodder, is it random? There's a logic to everything. There's a logic to everything. And this logic, you can't say random. You can't say random. Someday some scientist will find out for sure that how dense we feel in that 0.00001%. Is there any space between us anymore? The universe is actually very close. Very close. Very close. Man to human, human being to animal, animal to plant, everything is perfectly set. There is no mistake at any level. Yes, Malthus created theology, theory, that if you don't work on nature, nature will work. It's also not random. It's also not random. You mess with nature, nature will mess with you. So scientists are doing a great job, but they have a problem up here. Let's not talk about God. Let's not talk about spirituality. Let's talk about number. Let's talk about our calculation. Let's talk about formula. But ask the best scientists on this earth. Do they have a solution between? Do they have a chemistry? Do they have the relationship of the universal physics to the atomic physics? No, they don't have it. They have created a physics for themselves and physics for the world, for books. We all know. I know. And tomorrow's all books will change, for sure. But Patanjali will not change. Patanjali's thought process will not change. Patanjali's psychology will not change. Patanjali's calculation of human mind will not change. Patanjali's understanding of human mind will not change. Patanjali's perception to this universe will not change. Patanjali's path will not change. Patanjali's dream will not change. Patanjali's imagination of this human mind, which has only 5 awareness, which I'll talk when we go to that sutra. If yoga was asana, pranayam, kriya, bandh, mudra, then first thing Patanjali talked about asana. And the yoga knows in the west, east, north, south is asana. My friend, please understand this science with me. So this thing happened with this master and student. Now says, now you can do the discipline of yoga. Now you can practice yoga. And what is practice of yoga? It's sunya. Sunya. This calm,